When interest rates rise, a lot of folks who have variable rate mortgages feel the pinch. And specifically over the course of the last couple of years, we've seen interest rates rise at an extremely high level very quickly. There's a lot of reasons why this has happened, and we're not going to talk about it in this video here today, but we're going to talk about in this particular video specifically what it looks like if you want to lock in and some key considerations that you should be thinking about if you're thinking about going down that road. If you haven't already done so and you're getting value from this channel, please make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell notification. It means a lot to me and it helps me to continue to provide great content to people like you. So you're thinking about locking in your mortgage and you're not quite sure, or you're thinking it's a good idea. Let me just break down to you some key considerations that you should be thinking about, and specifically what the process is to locking in your current variable rate mortgage. Now, let's just start off with the process. Plain and simple. The first thing, if you're thinking about locking in your mortgage, it's important to note that you can only do so with your current lender if you want to lock in without requalifying. We'll talk more later about requalifying and why you should do that. But for today, if you aren't able to qualify and you want to just lock in your term, it's only possible with your current lender. Now, the best way to find out the different terms and conditions are to reach out to your existing lender and ask them the following questions. Number one, what are all my different lock-in terms and interest rates available? Specifically, can I take a 4-year, 3-year, 2-year? What are my terms? And what are the different interest rates that are available? Now get them to put this in writing for you so that you can go back and discuss this with an independently licensed mortgage professional and know what the different types of options available to you. Number two, find out specifically what's your remaining amortization available in your mortgage. This is really key because it'll help you down the road when you're looking at different options. Number three, understand your current mortgage balance. And number four, make sure to get a full breakdown of the remaining term of your mortgage. As a bonus, always ask your lender for what their prepayment penalty would be if you were to exit the loan. Now, if you're at a variable rate, it should be 3 months worth of interest, but it's good to get that in writing so you can evaluate your options. So now that you have your different options available, you can start to compare this against the marketplace. But before you do that, I think you should consider a few things. Number one, why are you locking into your current mortgage interest rate? Is it because you're scared of where the market's going? Is it because you heard someone say that rates continue going up? Is it because something is changing in your personal lifestyle? Is it because you can't sleep at night? Understand your specific why. It's going to be different for you than it is for someone else. So if other people are saying things, don't listen to what they have to say. Do your own research. Remember, unfortunately, even though interest rates are probably going up in this moment, they won't go up forever, and they will eventually come back down. The reality is we just don't know for how long. You also want to evaluate your own personal situation. Will you be changing your lifestyle in the next 1, 2, or 3 years? And will it require for you to be able to refinance, sell your property, access equity, or something else? And of course, would it be important to you if interest rates were to come down for you to still access those interest rates? So ask yourself these questions as you're making your decision. Next, how long of a term should you consider locking into if you're thinking of locking your mortgage? Now, if your lender just said you only have one option, it's 4 years or 5 years, well, that's your only option available with that lender. But this is where the part comes in where you have a discussion with an independent licensed mortgage broker like us so we can look at your different solutions. You see, often you can transfer your mortgage from one lender to another and actually access lower interest rates. This depends a lot on your previous situation, your new situation, but assuming you can qualify, you can typically access interest rates that are going to be 0.5% and sometimes lower than what your existing lender has available to you. And this is because they know that most people won't go through the process of doing any research, and so they'll just offer you whatever they have available at that particular time. So if you are thinking about exploring your options and you're thinking about switching, sometimes it doesn't have to do only with the interest rate, but it also has to do with the length of term remaining. Because if you wanted to commit to a locked-in rate because you didn't like the fluctuations, but you might not be in your home for the next 5 years, you may only want to commit to a 2-year term if you believe that interest rates are going to come down, or because you want to exit the loan at the end of those 2 years. Another option, if you refinance, is to be able to access different term options like that. Now, in addition to that, if you are thinking about the lock-in, this time, above anything else, to take a look at your personal cash flow situation. Do you have car loans, credit cards, lines of credits, or any other different debts which are causing you stress? Because if anything else, this could be the time that you could consolidate this all together into a single mortgage payment and reduce your debt load. While you don't want to continue to do this over and over again, it might be the right situation for you at this time with interest rates being at a higher number. Now again, if you're thinking about getting a lower interest rate, consolidating debt, looking at changing amortization or payment, or at term length, In all of these situations, you want to talk to your mortgage broker because we can explore the different types of term options. And as you can see, there are probably more questions that you need to think about than just, should I lock in today? I hope this has been helpful, and I hope that it's helped you determine whether or not it makes sense. And if you'd still like to ask any other questions or explore these options, make sure to reach out to us, send us a message, and we'd be happy to provide you with a consultation to see if it does make sense for your situation.